All right, we are live, Lady Rocket.
Hello, Donna. Hello, Global Lighthouse Studios. It's fantastic to be your guest again while we are on the mission to make the life of our students and teachers more exciting, innovative, and also to teach them about new technologies like AI, like games, since I am in one and only Las Vegas Consumer Electronics Show, where Lady Rocket Foundation Copernic Space occupy a very unique presence on behalf of all of us. So Donna, our audience, hello from Las Vegas. And I am sure you can tell our audience about Cathedral Restaurant and what type of event we'll be participating in shortly.
Yes, so thank you for being here today. And yeah, since we're celebrating our contest called F1 Racing to the Moon, I wanted to give a shout out to Lewis Hamilton because today's his birthday. So I wanted to say happy birthday to Lewis Hamilton. And then I also just wanted to say that I know that you're going to be attending some events this afternoon, not the least of which is from the Equality Lounge through the Female Quotient. So I want to go ahead and give them a shout out as well. So excited to be a part of the Female Quotient and all the wonderful things they do to participate in these types of events. And so maybe you can just update us on some of the things you've been seeing since you've been there
Yes.
for a day or so.
This is actually our second participation in the Quotient event. The first one, as you remember, was during the time when this T-shirt was created, showing Formula One. Speaking of our friend Lewis Hamilton, Ferrari, as he's joining Ferrari team, T-Mobile, and of course Lady Rocket. So this is our support that I want to show by being present with a female voice, which is missing in action, because they are, and I am talking to the students, the teachers, and being a woman myself, of course, and representing us, I think it's very important that we highlight how pleased we are that so many girls participating in our initial contest, especially also AI, because I've been surrounded by women here at Consumer Electronics Show saying our voice is missed in AI and space. And what they mean by that is that we are doing a very good job being supporters, but very few of us are in a position of leadership and ownership. Thus, I might be able to do so. This is a little bit half an hour before the event. I received an opportunity to discuss creating AI voice for women, in order to elevate something that I think we need to educate young generation, that ultimately it is about using the technology to build your own equity as a brand, equity as an owner of the company, equity of starting the companies. And I've been starting companies for like 30 plus years. It's not getting any easier. And take a look at the menu of the speakers at CES. Very traditional agenda, very traditional companies, might be with the exception of NVIDIA, but they've been around also 30 years. So I am starting, I think I am very compelled to talk about importance of teachers, importance of community, importance of our programs to highlight subjects that are not being discussed at the level that's necessary. And I'm willing to put my rackets behind my words. And this is why I will be adding to recognition of our students and to our moon racket a message, calling on us women, because it's not that guys don't want us to be there. Somehow we cannot find our place in this new place called AI, new place called space. And I am happy to recognize you and Miriam, who is the founder of the game company, also Rarity, to join us to work together on bringing a newest technology, but most importantly, purpose for the technology, because Miriam is giving us a platform which is important, but ultimately it is about how are we going to use the game, who owns it, how we are going to distribute it, how we are going to put it to use that entertains and educates. And this is why it's such a pleasure to talk to you and your audience about the next generation of Lady Rocket, Formula One, to the moon game this time.
Yes, wonderful. And so for those of you who are not familiar, we just launched just this weekend another addition to our F1 Racing to the Moon international contest, but we're putting a new spin on it, and we're doing video game design, and we're excited to be able to use one of Global Lighthouse's longtime partners, Breshna, which is an amazing, amazing platform that students all over the world have had an opportunity to work with. And so we're interested to see what the students come up with as far as designing their own video games that incorporate the idea of Lady Rocket and Racing to the Moon and Formula One. And I'm excited just to see what the students are able to come up with and what type of avatars. And so if we have a few minutes today, we actually have a demo of an example of one of the games that Miriam was actually able to work behind the scenes with her game designers to be able to show us an example of some of the things that you might be able to do with the platform. And so if we have a few minutes, I can go ahead and share my screen, but I do want to recognize Marcy, who's here. If she wanted to, I'm not sure if you're able to turn on your camera, Marcy, but if you wanted to say hello while I'm bringing that up on the screen, we would welcome you to join us.
Absolutely. Welcome everyone, and I'm very excited about this gaming contest. I do have a teenage son who I'm sure will be playing some of these games just to see how they work, and I am very excited about the fact that it enables students to, for free, to be able to learn how to create games. And I'm most excited to see what they do with Lady Rocket's avatar and if there are any cats involved. So kudos to everyone involved in this, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about it.
Great. Yes, thank you so much. And what's great about these games is, like we said, Breshna, as I've come to know because I've been working with Miriam for several years, Breshna means lightning in her native tongue. And so that's why the reason why she named it Breshna is because you can make these games at lightning speed. And they are completely easy and user-friendly for students ages 5 all the way up through 18. And we're excited about the possibilities that that lie ahead. And so speaking of cats, Miriam was able to create a Lady Rocket inspired game called Cosmic Cat Savior, sorry. And so I'm just going to go ahead and play it really fast. I've only previewed it once, so I'm not sure how quickly I will last, but let's just go ahead and see how we do. Okay, so you just go ahead and click on play. And this is all something that the students go ahead and put the information in. So they put in, you know, the introduction. What is the story about? Because, you know, game designing is just like any other type of art, which is storytelling, right? And so they are using these video games to tell a story. So in this story, it says, with stunning spacescapes and heart-pounding action, this game offers a perfect blend of adventure. So let's go ahead and see. Then it goes and gives you the directions for the game. This game is called Runner Rave, sorry. Okay, so there you see beautiful Lady Rocket. And you can see there we have one of our sponsors that, that we are working with and hoping to bring into our edutainment program is T-Mobile. So we have T-Mobile right there in the background. So you can see, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run, and then I'm going to jump. And what I'm trying to do is capture the cats. Okay, so you can go ahead and capture, you can run up here. Okay. And I'm trying to run away from, you'll see, whoop, what happened to it? There she is. Okay, so there we are. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and run like this, and I'm going to try to get over here. My skills are not, I'm trying here, but I wanted to also show you, if I bump into one of those, okay, it makes a noise and you only get a certain number before your hearts on the top right screen. Once you have no hearts left, then the game is over for this time. Okay, so go ahead and I'm going to see if I can jump. Let's see. Whoops. But it's so fun because, again, you can upload your own avatars. As you can see, they have Lady Rocket here. And I'm going to try to come over here. Whoop. Okay, and you can customize your background as well as the music that that you have on here. So students, if you have music that you are so inspired that you want to go ahead and include, you can upload not only your background and your avatar, but also the music that you have on here. So again, and all of that plays a part in telling the story of Lady Rocket. So, so what do you think of this, Lady Rocket? Do you like this game? Oh no. So as you can see, I fell off there, but then you can go ahead and play the game over and over again, and it's free to use. And so that's just a little example of
Yes.
Restream.
Thank you very much. Please thank Miriam and Brishna. I am trying to find a quieter place to speak. But here is, I am delighted. I am delighted because my focus is to recognize our leadership on the planet Earth. So the game that we are doing, that you just demonstrated, resembles my reality, where I am catching cats, sometimes with the wonderful partners like CatCoin, to help them, to adopt them. I caught my own cat, Apollo 11, who's been with me for 5 years and participated in SpaceX rocket launch. But this is a message that I always want to use space to be better humans on Earth and to teach, especially our young generation, through games, responsibility for taking care of planet Earth and our cohabitants, including wonderful cats. And we will be able to take advantage of our cats ecosystem that was created around Lady Rocket Foundation, Copernic Space, because we have moon cats going to the moon, and delighted to have Waltzing Peacock Marcy here. Waltzing Peacock is her brand in on X and in AI, because Marcy created beautiful collection of moon cats. So the game already is surrounded by the authentic, engaged, existing story, because like you said, game is another way of telling the story. And I am delighted, and I can deliver a real Lady Rocket with real cats next time we are on the video, because now I have another cat which was adopted at Lompoc Animal Shelter right after the SpaceX rocket launch. So those are kind of the stories that I would love to share with students, and that differentiates our game, because it's not fantasy only; it is also a reality. And of course, with Copernic Space, we can take games to the moon. So that's unprecedented marketing potential. And let's see if T-Mobile can keep up with us, because you know what? Being here at CES, we are breaking the rules, we are innovators, we are champions of attitudes, value system, the purpose of the technology that is quite novel to us adults here at CES. But I think they would be very interesting to the young generation.
Oh, absolutely. And so, so if you're interested in learning more, we're going to be talking about it all week as Lady Rocket travels throughout Las Vegas and through the Consumer Electronics Show, and we'll be able to engage you with some interesting games. But if you would like your students to get involved, please reach out to either myself or to Lady Rocket, and we'd be happy to get you on board and have you be a part of the contest. And we're looking to get entries by January 26th, and Yeah, we're just super excited about this contest and about embracing Formula One and space and video game design. And so once again, thank you to Miriam and Breshna for putting that
Breshna,
together
yes.
so quickly. And why don't you just tell us maybe 2 or 3 things that you're heading off to this afternoon, and maybe we can catch up with you later.
Yes, as you mentioned, when we started this program here at the Cathedral Restaurant, we are hosting another Quotient Women's Get-Together. This is why I started to talk about women's and the need for the increased presence of women in key areas. That's what this particular event is dedicated to. I just came back from exploratory meetings with T-Mobile, who should really strive to be the first mobile operator to adopt our game on their sponsored network. It would bring the purpose, the innovation, limitless marketing capabilities and branding capabilities for them. Then I'm dashing from here to Venetian and win for a branded luxury brand innovation forum. And then I will be joining my new friend, Katie McMahon, who is a leader in AI voice application and advocates for women having a bigger voice in AI area in particular. And she will be speaking at the Price Waterhouse Forum, followed by the wonderful cocktails. And tonight at the Known to You Donna Sphere, Delta CEO is going to perform in the front of us and tell us about something interesting, 100 years into the future for air travel. Well, I think that I have something to add to this subject because, as you can see, I am proudly not wearing our Lady Racket. I believe that, and I'm interested if he's going to say a few things about the rocket travel. And I think Delta should sponsor part of our moon cargo. I want to recognize Copernic Space and Brand Blaisdell for giving all of us an opportunity to be affiliated with unprecedented initiative of not only going to the moon, that's cool, but really we are going to the moon as a community, as owners of the new space assets, and also with a carte blanche to approach traditional brands and invite them to go to the moon with us. And speaking of that, am I still with you?
Yes, you are. And
Okay.
everything you're saying
Because
is
I
very
have-
interesting.
Yes, because I met with Uber, or Uber met with me, and we talked about a few things, and I realized that with Copernic Space as my platform, I can start Uber for Space startup, because guess what? The number of the rockets that we plan to finance and the way that they're going to be used, they are going to be Uberized for space. So I am building capacity to finance, because you know what, you need to think big. Don't start the startup unless you can see that can create completely new industry, or at least at my age, I cannot start startups unless I can see that it can create a new industry. And I don't know if I need Uber, but I will support Uber business model, because the rockets, probably in a few years, if Copernic Space has its way, will be orderable to take in space game, brand, philanthropy, mooncats, because space is inspirational new marketplace for expression of humans, and to use it to be better people on Earth before we go to the moon or to Mars. So I feel that we should have our own CES, because in some ways CES still caters to already established, very traditional companies. And I would love to have a CES version of show on the moon. How about that? Let's think big, especially if we are talking to students. That's for their generation to make happen, and we will support them.
I love that. That's fantastic. So so many things you mentioned were so interesting, and would love to catch up with you later. Of course, from the Sphere would be amazing, because the Sphere is one of my favorite places on the
Yes.
planet. I'm probably one of their biggest followers. And so maybe we can catch up with you later on X, and we
Yes.
can do something from the Sphere. That would be wonderful. And you go ahead and enjoy the female quotient, and I'm excited to watch virtually as well. And thank you, Marcy, for being here today. Thank you, Lady Rocket, for letting us give a little sneak peek behind the curtain. And Marcy, I just wanted to toss it over to you if you had any parting thoughts.
I am extremely impressed with what I've seen with that game. My parting thoughts were that was really cool that a student or anybody could make a game that fast and upload photographs. I was thinking about all the different ways I could utilize that technology to send people fun games if they were sick, or, different greetings, or I can think of like 50 different ways I would use that. So this is a very cool product that I'm super excited to be involved with.
Fantastic. And we are going to bring games as a space assets on Copernic Space, which is also going to give differentiation and significantly bigger financial and brand value to the gaming platforms. And I think we are exploring also with Breshna to put together games for our moon mission, or a game that we could distribute during our events. And speaking of the events, we are evolving scale of our events as we are picking up sponsors and interest. And our moon mission, since the date of the rocket launch, as it always happens, it's not easily predictable, even to the companies that launch rockets. We are also organizing an event that will celebrate a much more predictable date, which is moon landing. Okay, and moon landing can be connected with unveiling of our moon assets at the much higher price. So we will be sponsoring, especially through Lady Rocket Foundation, some of those opportunities. Otherwise, our partners who are planning to make money on it can acquire a new service from us that we are developing of promoting their moon assets while the rocket will be landing on the moon. And my relationship with Kennedy Space Center allows us to reserve more than one date for incredible, the best room of the Kennedy Space Center to host our event, Atlantis. So that's something to keep in mind if you deal with sponsors, if you want to host your event in this big room. That's the time to think big, take advantage of it, because we decided to just own the totality of the journey, from the launch to the landing on the moon and beyond. We are the only ones who are doing it this particular way, with the purpose and goal, which includes marketplace. Copernic Space is a marketplace. We are not the first one to send things to the moon. Others did it before, but then they stay on the moon, nothing happens. Ours are going to live and thrive on the Copernic Space marketplace.
I love it. Well, thank you again, Lady Rocket, and enjoy your afternoon, and we'll have to catch up with you later. Thank you, Marcy, for being here.
Yes.
And until later today, thank you, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Wonderful to have you, Marcy, here. Thank you for joining us and being a part of our incredible journeys. And games are going to be great. And Donna, just a request. I'm getting requests from schools in Zagreb, Ukraine, Poland, possibly Paris, to invite you, Miriam, and myself for a 15-20 minutes introduction that could combine both game and AI. So Marcy, we would love to have you also, as the rest of the world would love to hear from us as well.
Wonderful. Yeah, I would embrace that as well. And we will definitely be in touch with them. And that's actually a great reminder, because this Friday, the time is to be determined. But this Friday, we will be doing a special live stream online workshop with Miriam from Breshna, who will go ahead and tell us a little bit more about Breshna and all the capabilities. And always love to host Miriam. She's a wonderful person to host on a live stream and tell us more about Brezhnev. So
Fantastic.
thank you and enjoy Las Vegas. And
Yes.
we will see you later today.
Yeah, and here is the conclusive shot, the event that you made sure that I will attend. Female quotient equality lounge. Okay, so here it
Okay.
is. It's happening.
Yes,
Thanks,
wonderful.
Donna, for piloting me back to this very fine event. And sponsors Deloitte, Paramount, Cyrus, Shark, HP, Uber Advertising. Let me just make a comment about AI. I was yesterday at the keynote by the CEO of NVIDIA. I don't know what's happening with the shares of Disney and some other media companies, but Hollywood has been changed by the virtues of the technology that he introduced. And this is also to you, Donna, because now using NVIDIA technology, you can have a studio comparable in the functionalities to something that traditional Hollywood delivers. So Lady Rocket Media, and by the way, this is perfect, qualification as a media. I am going to adopt AI as my technology to expand Lady Rocket media brand, which has been happening slowly because of the traditional way of approaching filming. In traditional way that I have to be on site, that I have to take 3 weeks out of my life to film Lady Rocket's story, and it's not doable. So now NVIDIA introduced pretty much you can have a Hollywood studio in your living room, which will impact a lot of my friends in Hollywood. But I will be probably early adopter of it for us. And I would like to bring to our students also during next maybe 2-3 weeks or after the Rocket Launch opportunity to get acquainted with a change in hardware technology so you can do a lot of good stuff.
Love it. That would be great. I look forward to that. So
thank you. And thank you to the audience and see you soon.